It's your girl Akuu bringing you Sikaatalks The Podcast. Yes. I know it's been a while, but guys, all that matters is we're here in the moment, and I'm here in the moment with you. Okay? So, this is going to be the last episode for season 1. That is episode number 7. Season 2, just know season 2's lineup is crazy. It's gonna be so much fun, very interesting conversations, and this last episode is really going to set it up. So as I mentioned before, I'm not here to have debates. I'm not here to oppose my beliefs or my thoughts onto anyone. Like, I'm really just trying to have these conversations to open our minds onto different perspective and aspects of life, because at the end of the day, we're all humans. We're prone to errors, we're prone to faults, but it's all about what we do after a mistake, a lesson. Do we keep doing it and make it a habit? Or do we change and move from there, and use our stories, experiences to, teach others? Because I feel like that's one aspect of, let me say, spirituality that we don't talk about, like the transfer of like culture, like all those times where like, the elders used to tell stories to the younger generation about things that they used to do. We don't have those anymore. Now we just have scrolling down social media, hoping that we find something that's good for us, that's gonna like help us grow. Or do we just go for things that, make us feel good, look good about something we're not supposed to do? Anyways, let's get into this episode. So as I said, last episode of season 1, but season 2's lineup is already been tailored. Because as you know, Sikaatalks tailors conversations. Okay? It's an art. Stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't, post, share, comment. Like, I'm doing this for us, not just for me. Obviously, I'm going to grow through these conversations as time goes on. But we need a name. Sikaatalks family, we need a name. We need a name. But as we grow together, like, we need to figure out. I need to figure out, and you need to let me know what you want me to grasp. Like, what are some topics you want me to touch upon? What are some conversations? Suggest me some people and what kind of conversation you like me to have with them. What kind of topics? Let's minimize the woman versus men debates and conversations. I get a lot of suggestions for those, but I'm trying to like figure out a great group of men and women to come together, because those kind of conversations could last forever and could stay in a negative aspect. I want it to be like prosperous, something that's like, oh my God, wow, that's beautiful. We actually could come together as opposite sexes and have these great conversations. These are the kind of conversation I want to have. But yes, so for this last episode, I want to talk about accountability, and follow me with this one, because I'm going to start with myself, and we're going to land into what is going on today, what is going on in the world. We want to talk a bit about that. So stay steady. See, I was just speaking my mother tongue, so it's going to be crazy. But with accountability, I want to talk about accountability within ourselves. I feel like I don't hear enough about us taking accountability for our actions towards our own selves. I hear a lot about other people, what we do to other people, how we relate to other people, but I don't hear enough about ourselves. Like, how do you hold your own self accountable for how you treat yourself, or how far you let yourself go into certain situations.
Come here, darling. Get yourself together.
So let's get into that. I work overnight. Okay, so the world is like upside down. Like, when most people are up, I'm asleep. Like, this past weekend was such a bliss, such a wonderful time, because that's, I hadn't seen some of my friends in like a year. Like, that is crazy. That is like mentally insane. Like, just to think about it. And just to talk about that, it's just for the simple fact that, like, I started working overnight and I really let myself go. Like, I let myself go in the sense that, like, okay, I'll get off from work and I'm going straight to bed because I'm tired, like, socializing the whole entire time I work. Being around people, talking to people, it's draining. It is draining. I don't know about you, like, it's draining. Like, after, I really feel like quarantine really spoiled me because I'm already the type of person that, like, I enjoy solitude. Like, I really enjoy, like, being in my own, like, corner. Like, if, like, I'm that type of friend that you go to if you don't want to talk. Like, you just want to feel something. Like, sometimes you just want to feel somebody's presence. You don't want to have a conversation. Yeah, I'm that type of friend. Like, I'm that type of friend. If you call me and I actually pick up, I'm so sorry. Yes. Like, I'm that person. So being in quarantine when it's like, okay, damn, I don't have to feel bad about not not having the energy to go out because we actually can't go out. Like, I felt like I was really spoiled by quarantine. So I got used to, like, just being in, like, my own cocoon and stuff like that. So with that being said, I let myself go because I'm just like, okay, I don't really feel like doing anything. I just want to sleep. Sleep, eat, that's it. Sleep, and sometimes barely. Like, food, oh my God. I love food, but I don't eat enough. Like, eating 5 times a day, like, somebody please, like, how do you do that? Like eating is also a sport. So I had to put myself on the schedule, and, like, me doing my podcast, me putting myself out there, and stuff like that. I didn't like how I looked, so I had to work on it, and that's where accountability comes in. It was just like, okay, like, what am I doing? Like, I don't feel good about myself and stuff like that. So what am I gonna do about it? I had to have that conversation with myself. I had to be like, okay, it's time to get up.
Y'all be weak in the knees. Stand up. Stand up.
Because I feel like sometimes as people, we tend to, like, blame other people for certain things and fail to look at ourselves first. As much as, and that's, because, like, we talk a lot about self-love, but love also comes with, like, accountability. Like, when you're doing certain things that are not right, or, like, you're in the wrong, the people around you should be able to let you know, like, hey, nah, cut it out. Because people who love you will hold you accountable. They'll let you know about yourself. Because as friends, you're not supposed to let your friends walking out here crazy. That, I'm not going to go on a tangent because that's going to go like that. Let me stay on course. But I had to shake myself off. And also being more present of a friend, being more present of a family member, all those kind of things. Because it was just like, listen, I want to focus on me, do what I have to do. That mentality is toxic, okay? We need to break out of that too. Like, it's just me, F everybody, trust nobody. It's not really conversation for another day, but I just want to touch up on that. It's not always about other people and what other people come to you for. Listen, some people, including ourselves, are just pit stops. As humans, we're supposed to be there for each other. Like, it's not everything that you would do for someone and then it's like, oh, they're out of your life, and you take it as, oh my God, they used me, I was there for you, da da da. Maybe you needed to be there for them, or else something else would have happened. Like, we really need to break out of that. Like, as much as we want to be positive people, we put out so much negativity into the world. Conversation for another day. Also, being a believer, I don't want to say I was using God, but like, I just felt that I was in a position where I was just like, oh my God, I know I'm here for a purpose. I know I'm here for a reason. So I'm just going to let God do God. But I wasn't making any steps to allow God to be God, you know? So also holding myself accountable in that sense. That was the part of accountability about myself. But I also want to talk about what is going on. Like, America is a very funny place because, and I say that to say this, I feel like there's so much more happening in the world, but we're just, America will fool you to the point that you would think America is just like, America is like so big. But it's just one issue that's just spread like a pandemic. It's one issue, a couple issues that spread so fast, and they just stay and never go away. Like, and I feel like that as people, as Americans, we get swallowed by that. And I think that's another point, another reason why I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say it's a lot of Americans are not educated about outside. They don't know much about the outside world because America is so consumed into their own issues and what's going on that sometimes it's really all you know. That's all you hear about. Like, and if you don't put your foot forward and like trying to learn about things or like just broaden your environment, you will never know anything else. All you will know is just the issues or whatever is going on here. It's so crazy. Go into accountability. Why are we not holding the government accountable for their failures? We really just make excuses for everything. Like, let's look at the issues going on now. Okay? One of the major ones, gun rights, women's right, all the rights. Everything is right in front of us, but we're looking beyond it, that we're losing the main focus. Like, if it's not about money, they do not care. If they're not getting money from it, they do not care. If they have to put money into it, they're not doing anything about it. Can we, like, are we on the same page? Like, do we understand that? Because we want to stand in the streets, protest, and make all these different excuses. For example, we're like, abortion. How and why did abortion become like a Christian issue versus like the different religion versus God versus, it's like, how did we get there? And honestly, I really need people to stop saying that, oh, America is a Christian. What kind of Christian? Maybe religious. Let's not mix American, like the land. Like, do we know the history of America? Do we know the history of America? Like, I don't see anything Christian about greed, power, like blood sacrifices, all kinds of weird things going on. It's crazy how we go from breaking down what abortion is from, a life doesn't start, like, we want to go deep into the science of it and then break it down. But then we go beyond that when it comes to the LGBTQ community. No, like, let's truly be honest with ourselves. We want to go down into science when it comes into abortions, and go into like the technicalities of it, and how, well, technically it's not alive till it's like da 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 da. But when it comes to a person saying that, okay, I am a woman without the scientific complement of it, it's like, okay,
Y'all finna jump me? Be honest.
like, let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. Like, I really want to know, like, how do we go from that to that in that instant? Or the same thing with people saying, oh, my body, my right. And then the same people believing that, oh, people should be prosecuted for not taking the vaccines. Like, there's just so many different, like, what is going on? I'm confused. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm really confused. I want to have these conversations because how do we go from there? And I don't want to have the conversation about, well, you can't compare. Why not? I just want to know, why not? Because it's just like, now there's no limit. There's no line to I don't even know the word. I don't even know what word to use. Like, there's no limit. Like, where do we draw the line? We've come to a place where, like, we are really making excuses for everything and anything just because we feel like we should be allowed to do anything and anything. Where do we draw the line? Where do we seriously draw the line? And as I mentioned before, like, this government, if it's not about money, they don't want to hear it. Women's right, that's something they have to put money into. Like, how do we hold our government accountable? Like, those are the kind of conversations we should be having. Because if it's for the people, by the people, it's not given any of that. Like, and why do we have to settle? Like, that, what was it? Choosing the lesser of two evils. Like, how? That's not embarrassing. That's very embarrassing. That's very embarrassing. So, what are we doing? Are we just gonna keep posting, reposting? Or are we gonna talk about it and actually make plans and move forward and implement certain things? Because, I don't know, America is not giving what it's supposed to give right now. Seriously, there's too much chaos going on. This is it. So, as I said, this is Sikaatalks. As I said, like, subscribe, share, comment. Listen, put it on replay. All right? Bye, everybody. Stay blessed. Ciao.